afternoon. I'm not sure if anyone can hear me. Ayan, can you guys hear me clearly? I'm not sure kasi hindi siya nag-inform sa akin if I have my microphone muted. But if you can't, do let me know in the comment section if you can't hear anything coming from my end. It's honestly been quite a long time since our last Facebook Live recruitment video. So medyo naiilang din ako, but it's just me and it's just you guys again. And to everyone watching this, thank you so much for still being updated with Visaya KPO. As I mentioned, medyo matagal na rin since our previous live. And you guys might be wondering what has been going on, kung ano yung updates natin currently with Visaya KPO recruitment, other questions that you might have in mind. Ayan. Hopefully, by the end of this live, we'll be able to answer some of those questions or to address some concerns. And obviously, yung main goal natin for today is, again, to discuss kung ano yung current job openings natin in Visaya KPO. I do believe we owe some of you guys an explanation on certain things then, which I will be discussing during this live. So ayan po yung suki natin, Mr. Ney Infante. Thank you so much for still watching our Facebook Live. Buti at hindi kayo nagsawa sa kakahintay na magla-live kami ulit every Monday and Wednesday. But here we are and here I am again. And if you have noticed, medyo iba yung style ng Facebook Live natin ngayon. And if you do have the time, please do share the YouTube link instead because yun ata yung bagong setup of the software that we are using right now. So if you have the time, it would be greatly appreciated if you could share the YouTube link of this live to your friends, especially those currently looking for career opportunities or yung mga naghahanap talaga ng trabaho right now. We have openings for both sites in Makati and Dumaguete that obviously I will be discussing again today. So sa mga nagtatanong, saan po ba namin makikita yung YouTube link na yan? It's there. It's posted in the comment section. It's being flashed on the screen right now, actually. So if you could see it, all you have to do is copy, paste, or share with your friends. Feel free to tag them in the video as well. Yun ata yung mas madaling process if you could just tag your friends in the comment section. Alright, sige. Na-miss niyo ba ako? Ako kasi, konti, very slight. Na-miss ko rin yung ganitong setup natin every Monday and Wednesday. As I mentioned, medyo naiilang na rin ako because it has been, if I'm not mistaken, really quite a few weeks na. If it hasn't been a month, if I'm not mistaken. So close to a month siguro na hindi tayo nakaka-Facebook Live. So I'll take this opportunity, of course, just to keep you guys posted sa mga ganaps in Visaya KPO, which I do know marami kayong gustong makaalam, gustong makarinig. And to our applicants out there, or sa mga aspiring candidates natin, yung may mga balak palang mag-apply, or sa mga actively looking for job opportunities, if you pass by this video, stop scrolling. Manood muna kayo so that you'll know what openings we have and you can find out kung ano yung qualifications for each account that we are currently hiring for. And again, a refresher to everyone lang din out there, Visaya KPO is a call center company. So if ever you apply via this Facebook page or via any medium namin, ayan, your application will be directly processed by us. So we have here a question from Jason Magbutay. Ano pong meron dito? Ayan, Jason, I'm not too sure what you meant with your question. Sobrang vague and sobrang general niya. But as I mentioned, we are a call center company and during this Facebook Live video, I will be discussing yung current job openings namin. Now, to those who aren't familiar with Visaya KPO, we are a 100% Filipino-owned call center company. We have two sites right now running. Our main site is in Makati along HB de la Costa Street, Makati Avenue. And then our second site is in Dumaguete, Negros Oriental. And as I mentioned, there are openings for both sites. So Metro Manila folks and Negros Oriental folks watching this right now, do stay tuned kasi nga we have openings for you guys. All right, so without further ado, ayan, hihintayin ko lang if something will be displayed on screen and I will be discussing what the account is, what are the qualifications, paano yung recruitment process natin. But it's still quite similar to our Facebook Lives before. Online pa rin po yung processing natin or virtual processing of applications. So for now, I'll start with our Makati site opening. So Metro Manila folks, please pay close attention to what our current openings are. Do keep in mind that most, if not all of our job openings right now require the candidate or the new hire to really report on site in our office sa Makati. Again, this is an on-site employment which would require you to really visit the office or drop by the office every day. Okay, so for Makati folks, this is the first account that we are hiring for. We are looking for account coordinators to work with the Visaya KPO. So, andyan in tiny note, basically you will be a US recruiter. Ano po yung qualifications natin for this position? Number one, preferably merong experience talaga as a US recruiter, has experience or is comfortable in or has knowledge in candidate sourcing, may job portal administration experience ka, or may job ad creation experience ka. So in layman's terms, ano ba yung job description ng account coordinator natin? Basically, you will be functioning as a human resource personnel for one of our clients, but medyo generalist ka. You can be considered a generalist because there is sourcing and recruitment involved, and there's also a little bit of HR admin tasks involved for this position. But again, do keep in mind this is still an agent position. You are still an outsourced personnel for one of our US clients. So yan po yung first job opening natin. If it isn't too obvious yet, since it is a US-based account, this will be on a night shift schedule. So on-site, night shift schedule po siya for the account coordinator position. All right, I hope that's clear for everyone. That's the simplest way I know to describe kung ano yung job description of the US recruiter. I think it's pretty self-explanatory actually, but if you have any additional concerns, please feel free to leave a comment or even to reach out via our Facebook messages. All right, clear tayo dyan. Again, account coordinator or a US recruiter tayo. Preferably with experience or with knowledge in candidate sourcing, job portal administration, and job ad creation. So to clarify, ano po ba yung meaning ng job portal administration? So if you are familiar with job portal sites, such as JobStreet, kung dito pa sa Pinas, Indeed, Boss Jobs and the likes, LinkedIn, yeah, and if you are familiar how to navigate those sites, you are more than welcome to apply for this position. But don't be too intimidated because there is and training will be provided before you are thoroughly endorsed to the operations. All right, sige, clear tayo sa account coordinator. I am moving on to our next job opening. Let's wait for the screen to change so that meron kayong visual cue to help you guys. So Visaya KPO is also hiring for technical support representatives. Ano po yung qualifications natin for this position? So number one, at least college level po tayo, preferably 2-year course or at least second year college undergrad tayo. Must have at least 6 months of BPO experience. And again, the most important thing, must be amenable to work on site and willing to work on a shifting schedule, predominantly night shift. So mga nagtatanong dyan, for the 6 months BPO experience, kailangan po ba from a certain account siya? So obviously, we do prefer that your experience will be coming from a technical account din because this is a technical account. But if it is basic customer service or kahit anong account naman yan, as long as it is BPO experience and you are comfortable being profiled for a technical account, then you are more than willing to apply for this position. Next, tatanungin nyo, anong klaseng account po ba siya? Anong product? Anong service? Ayan, so sa mga tech-savvy folks natin dyan, or yung may mga medyo may alam with the current trends, gadgets especially, the product that you will be handling would be drones. So if you aren't familiar with what drones are, those are your remote-controlled gadgets. Lumilipad po yan sa ere, may camera attached, used to take drone shots or to do surveys, etc., etc. Obviously, it is a plus if your course is IT related or meron na kayong basic knowledge or foundation when it comes to troubleshooting or technical support. It is also an advantage, obviously, if meron na po kayong alam regarding drones, whether it is on a professional level or kahit newbie lang na super interested na talaga magbasa tungkol sa drones, you are still more than welcome for this position, just as long as you meet the qualifications na may 6 months BPO experience tayo. All right, so again, I do have to reiterate, this is still an on-site employment. You are required to report in our office sa Makati, and you must be willing to work on a shifting schedule, pero predominantly night shift schedule tayo. All right, so I think very thorough naman yung pag-discuss ko ng opening for this one. As the name suggests, it is a technical account, so do expect a little bit of troubleshooting talaga. So it is an advantage, again, if you're familiar with the troubleshooting jargon. or if you're familiar with the product we are handling, which are drones. Okay, if you want to know more about what drones are, it's one Google search away lang din. So I highly advise anyone who might be interested to apply for this position to read a little bit about what drones are, ano yung function niya, what are the parts, ano yung mga brands ngayon, etc. etc. So words of wisdom yan siya because sometimes those questions are asked, especially during your operations. All right, moving on to the next job opening that we have. All right, so we are also hiring for customer service representatives to work with us. This is still for our Makati site. Ano yung qualifications natin dito? So again, we're looking for individuals at least college level. Again, at least 2 years in college tayo dito. So second year undergrads, you're more than welcome to apply for this position. Just as long as you have, again, at least 6 months of BPO experience. Now, for this position and for this account, it isn't really too important na exact same account yung pinanggalingan nyo. But just to give you an idea of what the account is like, it's more on healthcare verification. So do expect that it will involve outbound calls talaga. But it's pretty simple. It has a certain skill involved. All you have to do is you reach out to certain healthcare institutions and personnel and confirm and verify certain information lang in your database. It's actually pretty simple lang talaga. And similar to the accounts I have discussed before this, it is still on-site employment and on a night shift schedule pa rin tayo dito. So what do we expect for this position? Obviously, since it is an outbound account, average to good communication skills yung kailangan natin dito. Slight accent, but if possible, neutral or American accent, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, I hope that's clear. Again, this is a customer service representative position. Night shift siya, on-site, it's healthcare verification, outbound calls po, so setting expectations for everyone. So do check, as I always remind in all of my previous lives, before you decide to apply for any position in any company, do check muna yung logistics natin. Are you willing to report on-site? Are you willing to commute late at night? If willing ka, how do you do it? What is the backup plan? All right. So consider those things before you apply for any position with any company there. All right. Again, moving on to our next job opening. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section then. But ayan, so we actually received a question from one Miss Christine Reyes. Hi, Miss Christine. I'm not sure if you are watching this right now, but you're concerned. Hi, I already applied. They called me. Unfortunately, I'm busy during the time, so I didn't entertain them. Can I still apply again? Hi, Christine. Yes, you are more than welcome to apply for the position again. If you want to start your application or if you want to resubmit your application, I think you already know what to do. But as for everyone, and then if you want to start or if you want to apply for any of the positions I have discussed, all you have to do is send your updated resume to our email address. It's apply@visayakpo.com. You can also visit our official Facebook page, obviously the page hosting this live right now, Visaya KPO. Visit our job meron diyang options. There's a tab for the jobs that we have or the job ads that we have. You can scroll through all the open positions we have are posted there. It's as easy as clicking apply now and just encoding necessary details needed for your application. So, ayan, to everyone watching and to Miss Christine Reyes, konting refresher lang. If you want to reapply or to start your application with Visaya KPO, there are 3 ways to do so. Number one, it's to send your updated resume to our email address. It's apply@visayakpo.com. It's being flashed on your screen right now. Second way to apply is to visit our official Facebook page. It's Visaya KPO. And yung Dumaguete counterpart niya, it's Visaya KPO Dumaguete. Just go to the jobs tab and all the open positions are there. All you have to do is click apply now. Ganun kadali. And then the last method for application is to visit our official website. Now, this one, I highly suggest if you really want to know more about the Visaya KPO before you apply, which I would highly, really, really suggest everyone to do in any company you are applying for, you can visit our official website. It's visayakpo.com. You can read through our history there, our mission, our vision, everything is there. But if you really want to start your application, all you have to do is to visit the website, click on the careers tab, all the open positions are there, and you can just start your application. Ganun kadali, ganun kasimple yung application process natin. And again, heads up to everyone, again, up until now, ever since the lockdown started, ever since quarantine, all applications are processed online or processed virtually. We are not accepting walk-in applicants. If ever you just so happen to pass by Visaya KPO, the most that you can do is just to submit your resume, pero the process will still be done over the phone or online via certain applications. Okay, so heads up tayo doon. So make sure lang to keep your lines active. So same case with Miss Christine. If ever you miss to take our calls, please feel free to send a text message lang to let us know that you are free to go through your application. And we understand that not everyone is on their phones 24/7, but if we sent the text message letting you know that we reached out, we would appreciate it if you guys could reply to the text message and let us know if you are still interested or not. Alright, so I hope that answered it. So ayan, isang tanong lang ni Miss Christine, ang dami ko ng spiel, ang dami ko ng sinabi din. Alright, so before I proceed to the next opening, so kakatapos ko nung actually discussing openings natin in Metro Manila, but we have here a question. I am so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, pero sige, I'll try from MPG Animreg or Hermina, mag-assume ako, ganun siya. What positions are available and do you have sites in Manila? So hi, thank you so much for that question. To everyone joining the live just now, I just finished discussing yung Makati Site openings namin, but just a brief run through. We are currently hiring for the following positions. Number one, account coordinator. Basically, you will be functioning as US recruiters. Your tasks will include recruitment, sourcing, and HR administration tasks. That's the simplest way I can describe it. Second position we are hiring for would be for technical support representatives for our drone account. Obviously, it would involve troubleshooting talaga. And then the last position that we are hiring for our Makati site would be for customer service representatives, and that would be for healthcare verification. All of them are on-site employment. All of them predominantly night shift schedule talaga. Ayan. So MPG, Animreg, or Hermina, thank you for the question. I hope I was able to give you a short summary of the current positions we're hiring for. And the next thing, siguro, that you will be asking is what are the qualifications? So for almost all the accounts that we have, at least second year college level tayo, at least 6 months of BPO experience. Yun lang. Obviously, there are certain um, skill set that we might be looking for different accounts. So we have here a question from Christine Reyes. So I'm assuming this is the same Christine Reyes who sent in the question. Does your company still offer work from home? Hi, Christine. Thank you so much for that question. And to anyone else watching and wondering the same thing, as I've always said in my lives currently, lahat ng accounts ni Visaya KPO would require employees and candidates to report on site. Again, the work from home option is a probability depending on the situation, depending on how circumstances change. But by default, on-site employment talaga tayo. So if you decide to apply with Visaya KPO, I highly suggest you decide to apply with the mindset na on-site employment talaga siya and baka i-work from home lang siya depending on circumstances. I hope that answers the concern of many people thinking the same thing. We have here a question from Justin Kyra Casinillo. Do you have a shuttle service for work on site? Hi, Justin. Thank you so much for that question. Considering that almost all transportation services are back to normal, especially in Metro Manila, Visaya KPO right now isn't offering a shuttle service. I do hope that you would still consider applying with the company. Again, we have another question. Any team lead position available from Hermina again? Hi, I'm not sure how to address you as such Miss or Mr. Pero any team leads position available. We are currently pooling for team leads. So if you are interested to apply, you can always send, or actually, I highly suggest that you send your resume to our email address so that we can actually review any positions that your qualifications might suit for, especially if you were in a lead position already. All right. So to anyone else just joining the live, we actually posted here in the comment section lahat ng openings for both sites namin. You can scroll through if you want so that you have an idea kung ano yung positions natin. All right, sige, moving on to our Dumaguete site opening. So, Negros Oriental folks, this is your time. Please listen closely and attentively. So, for our Dumaguete site, we are hiring for customer service representatives for our collections account. Now, mag-heads up ako, this is a really simple account if you think about it. Pretty self-explanatory siya on what is the nature or the background of the account. It's basically collections. What you will do as an agent is you will reach out to individuals or to certain people na delinquent accounts na po. So matagal nang hindi nababayaran, parang kinalimutan na lang po yung mga loans nila. What you'll do is you reach out to them, you try to remind them that, ma'am, sir, you still have an outstanding balance of insert number here. Would it be possible for you to pay those off? Ganito yung terms natin. If not, how about these terms? Right now, what I like about this account actually is on top of your salary package is you have the opportunity to earn up to 40,000 pesos a month, and that's just in incentives. So isipin nyo na lang 40,000 pesos in incentives plus your salary package plus yung night differential nyo, kung ano mang bonus dyan, kung ano mang holiday pay yan. This is really a great opportunity, and do not miss to apply for this opportunity, guys. But again, we have certain qualifications for this position. We are looking for candidates na, again, at least second year college po tayo, with prior BPO experience at least 6 months, and with good communication skills. But above all that, yung hanap po namin is those people who has the drive talaga. Those who are persistent. So if magaling ka mag-sales talk, you have the persuasion skill, the persuasion power, this is the correct or the perfect account for you to apply for. Obviously, outbound calls to. So your entire shift, you'll just be calling different people. You'll be reaching out to your leads. Tawag lang ng tawag lang ng tawag lang. So, ayan, mag-heads up lang ako. Please do make sure that you really are in it to win it pa, kumbaga. Ayan. So, before I proceed on to the next opening, we have another question here from Sharina. Do you offer work from home? Hi, Sharina. Thank you for that question. Currently, we really are requiring employees to report on site. So if you apply, yun talaga dapat yung mindset natin na on-site employment siya. And again, work from home is just a possibility, but it would depend on the circumstances. Obviously, if circumstances really wouldn't permit us to let our employees report on site or wouldn't really permit our employees to commute, then we have no choice and try to check or try to proceed with the work from home option. But again, yung default talaga ni Visaya KPO right now for all accounts would be on-site employment. Yeah, so I hope that is clear for everyone. Okay, moving on to our next opening for our Dumaguete site. So this is actually parang refresher na lang. It's the same opening for our Makati site. So in Makati, we were hiring for technical support representatives. The same goes for our Dumaguete site. We are also hiring for technical support representatives under the same account. Drone account pa rin po to. So ano po yung qualifications natin? Number one, at least second year college level po tayo. And must have at least 6 months of BPO experience. Now, as I mentioned a while ago, hindi naman kailangan na tech experience talaga siya. Although it is an advantage on your end kasi you're familiar with processes, you're familiar with technical KPIs and jargon, but hindi naman po siya required. Okay? Obviously, it would be greatly appreciated if medyo tech savvy tayo or medyo may alam tayo when it comes to troubleshooting. And if you're wondering what the product is, it's drones, gadget na lumilipad, remote controlled, may camera attached. That's what drones are, to explain it simply. But if you want to learn more about it, again, I highly suggest you read a little bit before you decide to pursue. It can be quite complicated. It can be quite tricky considering there are different kinds or models of drones that you really have to know or to help troubleshoot people on. Again, on-site employment pa rin po siya. Willing to work dapat on a shifting schedule, but this is predominantly night shift schedule. All right, so I hope I made it clear to everyone. Those are the current job openings for both sites of Visaya KPO. The next thing we have to tackle is paano po yung recruitment process in Visaya KPO. So as I mentioned countless times, we are still doing virtual or online recruitment, which means all your interviews will be done over the phone or via online applications such as Skype, Microsoft Teams, Viber, and the likes. Okay, paano po namin or paano po kami makakapag-apply for any of these positions? So really simple. It's actually been flashing on your screen ever since the start of this live. But to review lang din, if you want to apply for any of the positions, you can send your resume to our email address. It's apply@visayakpo.com. Again, do not forget to attach your resume. We have encountered some applications na yung cover letter lang yung nakalagay, walang resume attached. Make sure that the resume you attach is updated siya. So the correct contact details, the correct phone number, the correct email address, and make sure that maganda naman po tingnan yung resume natin. So all your relevant experiences are there. Okay? Highlight the important things that you need to highlight. Hindi po kailangan na every single thing you have to note down. But it would be great if maganda yung summary ng experiences natin. So what company you worked with, what was your position, what year you were working there. Those are usually the pretty basic things that you have to include in your resume. And again, this one is kind of niche, pero yung mga nagsasubmit ng mga Google Drive links, please do make sure that you open the access to public. Because usually it will really take some time for us to request for access since you really didn't give us access to read your resume. Second method for application natin, guys, is to visit our official Facebook page. So we have two Facebook pages right now. Please do not be confused. The Visaya KPO page, or the page hosting this live right now, that's for our Metro Manila or Makati Site openings. And then our second page, Visaya KPO Dumaguete, obviously would be for our Dumaguete Site openings. Wag po tayong malito, baka po kasi magtataka kayo bakit yung opening na diniscuss ko dito, wala sa Dumaguete na page or vice versa. So do bear that in mind lang. And then the last method for application is through visiting our official website. It's visayakpo.com. If you want to learn more about the company, about our history, what we want to achieve, you can go to the website and browse through. And once you've decided you want to apply with the company, you can always just click on the careers tab. And again, lahat ng openings ni Visaya, lahat ng hiring namin, nandun lang din po. All you have to do is click apply now, send in your resume if you want, and you have already started or triggered your application process. All right. So how does the application process go? Obviously, once you've submitted your resume or once you've submitted your credentials or your name, you will be included in our tracker for callouts. What happens then? Obviously, we will be reaching out to you via phone call. Tatawagan po kayo namin. If you fail to answer, we'll be sending text messages to let you know that the call was for an initial interview, to ask when would be a good time for us to call back again. But if you were able to answer, obviously that's an initial interview with your HR team. Once you've passed the initial interview, we'll be asking you to answer a series of online assessments. So these are relatively easy assessments, if you ask me, compared to other companies. It's just composed of a typing test, an English proficiency test, which is multiple choice pa, by the way, and there is parang a short mock email assessment. Ganun lang po kadali yung pagsagot ng online assessments in Visaya KPO, which is why, again, nananawagan po ako sa lahat ng candidates that if ever you reach that point in your application where we ask you to answer assessments, you can actually answer them within 30 minutes to an hour. Ayan. So what we're trying to achieve here is a one-day hiring process. We're trying to process your applications as fast as we can, but that would actually depend on your speed then. So obviously, if you're able to answer assessments as soon as possible, an hour after we give them to you, automatically scheduled po kayo for the next level interview. What happens on the next level interview? Now, for the next level interview, usually it's done via Microsoft Teams application talaga. It's an online interview. You can hear my dogs in the background. I'm sorry for that. Online interviews yan siya. And usually Viber din. So those are the options. And for most of our accounts, after the next level interview or the operations level interview, there is still a client interview involved. So setting expectations lang din that will, or that is how the recruitment process is like in Visaya KP. All right, so I hope it's clear for everyone. I feel like I have thoroughly discussed everything that I needed to discuss. Unless meron kayong additional concerns, additional clarifications, especially for the accounts that we're hiring for. Because if none, I think that would be all. Siguro konting reminders na lang din, konting advisory. I did know that the last time I did a Facebook Live video, I mentioned that we were really actively pulling for work from home candidates. Now, just to let you guys know as well, there are some things that are outside of our control as a company, as part of the HR team. Some things can be quite fickle, medyo brittle pa siya, not really set in stone. But we are reaching out to everyone we've tapped before. We are giving them certain options, certain opportunities if they are still willing to pursue an employment with Visaya KPO, although for a different arrangement na, for a different setup na. So I do hope that everyone understands and acknowledges din that the recruitment team has done their best to cater to those concerns. We have reached out to everyone then to let them know of those concerns or those circumstances. But nevertheless, we do appreciate the understanding then, and especially of those applicants who are willing to be reprofiled for other accounts. Ayan. So the same goes actually for any incoming applicants. As much as possible, once you apply with Visaya KPU, we really do find ways that we could hire you for certain accounts as long as you meet the profiles we have for those accounts. Lang din. So, yun lang. I don't think I have anything else to discuss. I think na-check out ko na or na-check ko na yung agenda for today, which is to discuss the current openings in both our sites, Makati and Dumaguete. But mag-run through ako, I'll summarize everything for those who are joining live or for those who forgot kung ano na yung nature of the accounts that I have discussed. But again, a friendly reminder lang din that the pandemic still isn't over, you guys. Although it might seem like we have slowly acclimated na or nakapag-adjust na tayo with the current situation. The pandemic is still there. It's still ongoing. We might be hearing talks of a vaccine already completed. But again, wala pa po tayong access nun. Alright? The virus is still out there, very much spreading day to day. Huwag po tayo masyadong magpakampante na labas lang tayo ng labas. As much as possible, limit going outside. If you have to, wear your masks, practice social distancing, magdala ng sanitizer, ng alcohol, avoid contact as much as possible. Hence why we are doing virtual or online recruitment. All right. So always remember that, guys. Do not forget that. And yun lang, summary of everything I have discussed so far. These are our openings in our Makati site. So we are hiring for account coordinators to function as US recruiters. So there is recruitment, sourcing, and administration work involved there. Hopefully, preferably, may experience talaga as a US recruiter with candidate sourcing and those who are familiar with how to navigate job portal sites such as JobStreet, LinkedIn, and the likes. Next opening in Makati, ito, technical support representatives. That would be for our drone account. Preferably, merong tech experience, but it isn't really required as long as you are a second-year college undergrad with at least 6 months of BPO experience. You're more than willing to apply for this position. But obviously, read a little bit about the account, do your research then, so that we have prior knowledge then, or we are familiar with the product, which is drone. And then the last opening we have for our Makati side would be for customer service representative position. This is for healthcare verification. So similar qualification din sa iba, at least second year college undergraduate po tayo with at least 6 months of BPO experience. Again, all of these positions are on-site work positions. Kailangan nyo po talagang pumasok sa office every day and predominantly night shift schedule po talaga silang. All right, we're good for Makati. Moving on to our Dumaguete opening. So Negros Oriental folks, please listen attentively. We are hiring for 2 positions in Dumaguete. That would be for customer service representatives for our collections account. Now, this one, I'm not sure if I mentioned, this is on a graveyard shift. So if you are comfortable working past midnight na talaga, let's say alas 2, alas 3 ng umaga. Ayan. This is the perfect account for you. You must be persuasive. You must be willing to call people your entire shift 5 days a week. Again. All right. And then the other position we're hiring for in Dumaguete would be for technical support representatives, similar to Makati, that's still for the drone account. Again, yung qualifications natin dyan is at least second year college level with at least 6 months of BPO experience. Again, preferably tech, but if not, you're still welcome to apply for the role. And again, for both of these positions, on-site employment pa rin po tayo dyan, and predominantly graveyard slash night shift schedule talaga sila. All right, I think I have discussed all of the openings. Nakapagsabi na rin ako ng reminders ko for everyone. I think that ends our Facebook Live for today. But should you have any concerns, should you have any clarifications you'd like to make, please feel free to reach out to us. You can send a message to our Facebook page or to our email address. But depende sa inyo which one you think would be more practical or which would be faster for you guys. So, yun lang. I think I failed to introduce myself again, but to those who have been watching our Facebook Lives, I'm Bianca from the Sourcing and Talent Acquisition team. I hope to see you guys again next week. We're bringing back the Facebook Live recruitment videos then. So if you have any friends, do let them know to like and follow the Visaya KPO Facebook page for more lives just like this. Thank you so much. It's the middle of the week. Konti na lang talaga. Long weekend na. Kapit lang po tayo lahat. Goodbye. Have a great night ahead.